This is the model that we're going to be doing. It is the 1969 Chevelle SS 396, 1/25th scale AMT with, it's a 3-in-1 kit, so you can either put a custom on here, you can do custom wheels, custom engines. It's got all kinds of decals. It's got racing seats, it's got regular seats. You can build it as a race car, you can build it as a custom with custom body parts, or you can just build it as the regular street car with rally wheels. Going and watching two short videos of two very real SS 396 Chevelle 69. One is a Copo, which if you don't know what that is, they were special order cars. This one came from Meekin Auctions. A guy bought it. He brought it to the racetrack that we were at, and he showed it. It's a black on black on black. Very cool, very original, all perfect car. And actually has the same wheels as here. And the second one is a, looks very stock on the outside, SS big block car that is actually drag race. So if you want to see what ladder bars look like, or the parachute or anything else, but it is all silver with black stripes. I videoed that the same day as I did the Copo. Check those out. They're about, I think it's like 7 or 8 minutes long. Get you really excited, get you pumped up, get you ready to do your own model. Figure out what color scheme you want to do. Do you want to do something outlandish like this, or do you want to do something like this light blue one here, or something very much in between? I know what I'm going to do. I'll tell you when you come back. Go enjoy the video. We'll see you shortly.
And that's a real 69 SS. The gentleman that's worked on it has pretty much built it. It's street legal. Oh, okay. So, and did he build the engine?
Yeah.
And what was his name?
Daryl Hameetman.
Daryl Hameetman, and he built this engine? And he's basically Florida, Bradenton, everywhere down here?
He does stuff all over the country.
Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about the car.
It's a 69 SS, bucket seats, 4-speed. It's a 427 bored out. It's original Copo black in it.
So it's a black.
Black on black. And then it's been bored out
Is that the original block?
I think it's the original block. It's a Copo block. I looked it up. I have the numbers and everything, so it is a Copo block. But we got Brodix heads on it and a different, different carburetor and different manifold.
And how long have you had the car?
I bought it at Kissimmee, at Mecum, in 17.
Okay.
So I've had it 4 years.
And so it looked this way when you got it?
Looked
then?
like this when I got it. Yep. Yeah, I haven't done a thing with it.
And it's all original?
All original, as far as I know.
Right.
I don't know. I just run the shit out
You
of
just
it.
drive it.
Oop.
All right, folks. So today we are doing Model Monday, and today we are doing one of my favorite cars, and you guys know what they are. It is the Chevelle, Chevy Chevelle. This is a 69, which is my second favorite after the 70. But this is a really cool kit. So I bought the kit because, or I wanted to do the kit because I love the hot rod scheme that's on here. I was originally thinking I would put this through the hood, but here's really what I want. I had a butterfly scoop like this sticking through the hood of my 57 Chevy, and we're going to be doing a 57 Chevy down the road, a kit from Revell, and I need this part for that kit so I can do one of my 57 Chevy that I had. If you look in the very first video on our channel, the blue one, you'll see that. Now, that one was a 3 butterfly. This is a 4 butterfly. But I wanted to be able to build a car, a 57 Chevy, that looks just like the one I owned back in the 1980s. Now, this one also, you can add a custom front end, a custom back end, drag bucket seats, which we will be using. Rally wheel, we probably will use. Wheelie casters. I don't know if we're going to put wheelie bars on it or not. We'll see. It has a big sheet, but here's the engine that we can build for it. We don't have to, we could put a blower on it, but we don't have to use the big air cleaner if we don't want to. So we've got rally rims and mag wheels, and we're going to kind of put this together. So let's see what's in the box. First, we've got one drag slick, two drag slick, and they even say on them Firestone, so they're Firestone drag slicks. You can see close. So they're cool. And they have matching Firestone Drag 500 skinny wheels for the front. See that? Already white lettered, you don't have to do anything. But it also comes with these blue wall / red wall set of 4 indistinguished tires. So you got those. We've got one metal axle because the other axle is done with pins that come with it. Let's see, we've got a clear sheet of glass here, side glass, rear, custom rear glass. If you're using a custom, we are not going to use custom. We're going to use the stock rear lights. We've got chrome. Let's go with the chrome. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the rims. These are the ones we will be using, which are the Krager SS rims because they are deep dish. We have the front grille with the SS on it. We have the rear with, here's the lights that go with it, the original 69 lights. That's what we're going to use. It's got a 671 blower on it. It's got some center caps for the rally rims if you want to use the rally rims, which we haven't seen yet, but they're probably on one of the other trees. We've got all kinds of motor parts, chrome belts, chrome water pump housings and chains, and over here we've got the chrome carburetor, and we've got some specialized things over here that we can use. We've got all kinds of different things that can make this go fast or look pretty. Here's your bumpers. So we're going to, for the back end, I believe that's the bumpers for the back end, but this is the bumper we're using. We're not going to use the bumpettes. Okay. We've got a hood, and I guess that's the rear seat, rear bench seat. Some chrome rings, looks like, for the rally rims if we want to use those. It's got some header pipes right here. Are those hoses? I don't think they're hoses. We'll figure out what they are. We've got more wheel backs right here. We've got, this looks like it's for the front end for the custom bumper. If you don't want to use the stock one, we're going to use the stock one. Here's the racing seat we're going to use. Here's some more rear tire rims. Here's a steering wheel. Here we have the cast iron exhaust manifolds, an air cleaner, which we can chrome this if we want to, and dashboard top. And then this is the lower valance, I believe, for the back between lights. And then of course here's your wheel pins for the front wheels, and then we have the non-chromed, which can be factory orange or whatever factory you want, valve covers there. Here are the rally rims, so you could paint these body color if you want to do that. We've got the fan. We've got, here's your wheelie bars, intake manifold. Here's a hood scoop if you want to change to hood scoop, and another steering wheel. We have the radiator support, the 2 front seats with a console in it, some shocks, some springs, some more engine parts, and of course the engine transmission and the main block, battery, heads. And here's the rear end, here's the firewall, here's a parachute right here, and then we have a shortened rear end here for the shortened axles for the wheel tubs. And we also have the long exhaust with the other half of the shortened rear in there. So we have all those pieces, ton of pieces. And then we have, last but not least, is the decal water slide sheets. Jenkins Chevrolet 427 Rat motor, Ratman, custom Chevy, CT 6467 1969. Some things for the motor, for the air cleaner right here. Some window stickers for the race car, for when we do race car. Right here we have all the dials, which is awesome. So we have all the dials for the dashboard. And then we have passenger side striping in white, passenger side and driver side striping in black. And then we have these black hood and rear deck stripes. So, and then another 69 in black, a 69 in silver, 69 in white, 69 in gold, and a 69 in red. So we've got all this stuff that we can use. We will be using some of it, obviously not all of it. And biggest part we forgot. So we've got the chassis right here, which has good detail underneath. We're going to put our suspension in here, although that is where the metal axle goes. Front suspension will be built up, obviously. And so this will go under the car. Here is our bucket, our interior bucket. It doesn't have a whole lot of three-dimensional stuff. There's some in there. You can see some. It just has door panels on there. There's nothing really built out for it. There is no, I don't see that there was a roll cage for this. So if we do a rear seat delete, it would normally have to have a roll cage. But if we don't have one, we don't have one. And then you got a pad here and at the driver's side. So we'll figure out what we're going to put inside there. And then finally, we've got the main body. Just a little flashing here and there, nothing special. It says SS. Oh, there we go. It says SS on the sides. I don't know if you guys could see the SS there with the white with the reflection. It has the Chevelle right there, Super Sport logo right there, and it says Chevelle right here. So we're going to, when we cut these out, you need to cut this one out. We need to cut this out. But see these two little tabs right there? They need to stay. And I don't know if I'm going to cut these out totally here. We'll see how it fits. But those two little tabs need to stay so that the hood doesn't fall down. And we'll see if we need to keep anything back here to make sure the hood doesn't go down. These get removed. This gets removed. And it's a nice size. It's looks good, nice and clean. Got some really good body lines right here. So they should be easy to decorate with the pen right there. Whatever color we're going to do those, if we do a color. So, or we may just do chrome down here. We may do body color down here. Not sure yet. But we're going to take this over. We're going to put it into our wash and get all this stuff cleaned up like we always do. And then we will start building. When I come back, we'll have some of the sub-assemblies done. I want to show you guys something. If you could see, I don't know if you can actually see it or not if we get really close. See this line right there? So that is, I don't know, that's like a mold line right here. And so all I'm doing is taking some 600 grit paper. You could take a nail file or whatever. And you don't even have to get rid of this. I kind of do because I just don't like that there. It's going to show up through all the paint. So before we even put this in to clean the body off, we're just going to do a quick sand right there. Doesn't take long. Takes about 30 seconds, if that, to clean that off. So I just wanted to point that out because I try to be honest with you guys of what I see on these kits. And this is about the only thing. There's a couple other pieces of flashing on here, but that's it. So before it goes into paint or anything, before we came back, I just wanted to show you that. All right, welcome back. We have made some of our sub-assemblies. We have done the pins. We've installed the pins in the front suspension to hold the wheels. I want to do this before it paints to make sure these are solid pins in here. They're really easy. You put the pins in, you slide, make sure they're level. We have the rear suspension that is also connected to the exhaust system, and I've put the bottom half with the ladder bars or bumper bars onto the differential, and I've also added the the two springs that will go on. I double checked, I put them in, and I test fit them just to make sure that they go into the holes that they're supposed to. These are good to go. We are going with a guy who made this car. Basically, he raises it, so he took the back seat out, he took the passenger seat out, and what he's using is a racing seat right here. So we're going to put the racing seat in with this custom steering wheel, because he always changes out the custom. He didn't want the one with that said Chevelle on the front. Puts that away, and then the only thing in the tub then will be this shifter, which you actually have to use your knife and put a little hole in there. And then I used Mod Podge right here, because Mod Podge fills in the hole, so it kind of acts like putty because there is no boot there. The only way to use a boot is if you use the stock seats with the center console, and we're not using that. Put together the top of the dashboard, so we'll be painting and detailing the dashboard. We put together the fan and pulley system with the alternator, and here is the engine up here. So that's drying right now, and once this dries, then we will go to paint with that. We have chosen to use the big drag slicks as well as the Krager SS rims, and so we're going to use these. We'll be painting these. I may actually use some clear matte. If I use clear matte, it'll tone down the shine on here, and then we may custom paint the inside as well. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do on that. We have the parachute. We've got the rear shocks. Rear shocks, I think I'm not even going to paint. I'm going to keep them white. If I remember back in the day when I was in high school and I had a 70 Chevelle, I used air shocks, and I believe they were white. I can't remember the brand. We've got wheelie bars here. Don't know if we'll use them yet. We've got the firewall, highly detailed. And we have the radiator support. It wants me to put a battery on here, but if you're racing, even if you're not, a lot of the street cars, we used to put the batteries in the trunk anyway, so I'm not going to put the battery on there, because especially if you've gone to the, taken the interior out, you've probably already moved the battery back. We've got the front and rear bumpers, and this has the front lights, and so we're going to have to detail this with some panel line accent. And then we have the rear lights, which we will go ahead and use our panel line accent as well as our clear red paint from Testers to finish. So we've cut out all the supports and sanded a little bit, just using a little piece of sandpaper, but you can even just use a nail file that you steal from the bathroom. And so we cut out the supports. Remember when I said you need to keep these little tabs? See the little tab? See the little tab? So you need to keep those little tabs. Oh, I got to trim that. But these tabs, in order for you to keep your hood, well, the hood's going to stay on the front. It's going to rest on the firewall, but the front of the hood's going to rest on those two tabs. So you need to keep that. As far as, we could have cut out this, and there's a couple things. There's a hood scoop that goes on like this, kind of looks like one from a Grand National or a Grand Sport, GS Grand Sport, Buick Grand Sport. or a GTO. I don't like that. I want to use the stock hood. So for the top here, we're going to use a couple velocity stacks instead of the standard, because I think the guy was like, hey, you know what, I'm going to do some velocity stacks. So we're going to do those, and I have a really cool paint for those. It's a red re-chroming paint, so it's basically red chrome. So I think I might use that, try it, see what it looks like. And of course, we have one metal axle for the back right there. So this is all the parts we needed. So these are the parts we didn't need, because it had custom back parts, and it's got the interior, it's got a whole nother set of rims here, and it has a whole nother set of rims here with hubcaps and stuff. So you've got two different sets of rims. We've also got all the blower and the air cleaner with the 4 butterflies on it. The batteries. This is for where the blower goes. We've got all kinds of stuff. We've got the iron exhaust and everything else. So you have a ton of stuff for your part box. So we can just use those for the part box. So we're ready to go to paint. We are going to use a gray Rust-Oleum on most of these parts. I was going to do silver, but I think I'm going to go the gilded brass because I have another model of a Chevelle that I owned. It was a 70, but it was basically a gold color. This was a really close kit. So I'm just going to paint this gold, and then we will use these black SS stripes on it as well. So that's the goal at this point. So when you come back, we shall have the car primered and painted, and we're going to go to paint, so you'll see that, and then we'll put it together. It's a really nice kit. It's got way more parts than you're ever going to use. So we'll put it together, and I'll see you in paint. I've not shown this before in any other video, but these are the different stands that I have. This was about $29. This one and this one are for airbrushing, and you can get those at Hobby Lobby. They are $20. They come as a set. That's called Helping Hands, and that one there is only about $10 at Hobby Lobby. Now this I bought online for $12, but it came with these really funky wires and really cheap plastic clips. What I did was I bought some of these alligator clips that are mounted on sticks. They were like $3 at Hobby Lobby, and I replaced all these wires on here, and it works wonderful. And then I have a vise, plastic modeling vise, or it's also used for working on bullets and other stuff. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 that I use. And I just wanted to kind of show you this is how we get set up for painting. All right, so here's the paints we used for the Chevelle. We used a black primer from Rust-Oleum. We used the metallic silver from Crayon for the interior. We used the metal cast iodized Duplicolor. That was the red that was used for the top of the engine for the velocity stacks. The clear gloss was sprayed on the flat black primer to make those interior parts and the racing seat and the dashboard look shiny. The Rust-Oleum Universal Metallic Gilded Brass is the color of the car. Then the brake coat, this is the Rust-Oleum. This is for chrome, so if you ever need to use chrome for a model kit, that's it. The satin orange there, paint and primer, that was rustic orange, and that's what we used for the wheelie bars. The gray primer is what we used on as the primer for most of the pieces. And then I did a couple parts with the white here, which is the shell white Rust-Oleum. But I don't think I used it. I think that was for the parachute, and we didn't end up using the parachute yet. So anyway, that's the paints we used today, if you want to know what we used.
So this is called metal cast anodized coating for apply over chrome and shiny metals. So we're going to try putting that on these velocity stacks. So we're going to spray this on the velocity stacks and see how it works. Never done this before, so we'll see how it turns out.
It's time to unwrap our presents with the 69 Chevelle. So after this was painted black, which is the chassis, I went ahead and taped this up to put some body color where you would find body color underneath, because technically this would be the floor area and the body would be painted there. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just the body paint being under there. And so there we go. So we have body paint sprayed under there. We'll touch all this up. We will clean up the drive shaft. We'll clean up the frame. We'll paint the gas tank. We'll paint some of this front suspension, and we will put on this the rear suspension, which will sit like So I will sit there just like that. And I had painted the black primer on this. This is the tub. We installed the stick shift, because that's all we're going to have is a racing seat and a stick shift and a steering column and dashboard. And then I sprayed the gloss clear on the black primer to make it shiny. And this is what it looks like. It kind of makes it look leathery, like a real high-end vinyl. So we have the dashboard that way. This, all we did was clear the black primer. And so it really does look like the fake leather that you get on a seat, a racing seat, and it does look like the dashboard, shiny. And also the door panels in here are going to be black, because whoever would own this car, it's not taking the door panels off, even though some guys do, but since we don't have the inner workings of it, we're just going to pretend that the person who owns this car did not take them off. So we sprayed gloss. The rest of this is just metal, and this was the metallic silver. I kind of like it. And then the seat will be in here like this. We'll repaint the knob here. I think I'm going to paint it white like it's a Hurst shifter. Maybe I'll paint it silver. We used Mod Podge to put it in because we had to use our knife to spin a hole, you know, put this in like I showed you. And then the hodgepodge is really good. It kind of is really thick. It's kind of almost like a paste, and it dries clear and it's paintable. So we use that on the glass here as well. So this is the inside. I still don't know why they didn't include a roll bar, at least a roll bar in this, but we're going to build it from the box, so we're not putting in any roll bars. Let's see, we've painted the back of the tires silver. We've cleared these. We will use our panel line accent for the inside. Let's see, what else do we got here? Where are the stacks? The stacks. We painted some stacks, and I don't know where they're at. I'll find them in here in a second. Oh, here they are. So these are the stacks, and we used this really cool engine paint that I got at the auto parts store, actually. But it's not an engine paint. It's painted for chrome. So this was chrome. These were on a chrome tree, and I just spray painted them with this chrome tint, I guess it's called chrome tint paint, red, and we're going to use these velocity stacks on top of our engine. But first we have to paint the base here with the aluminum paint. So we're going to paint these with aluminum testers, aluminum paint. Same with the transmission. The headers we will paint with a metallic paint that I have that's more metal than aluminum. And then we will put the front, we'll paint the fan and the belt. And then we will put this on. This goes right here. So that'll go on there. And we'll paint the belt black. That's the alternator and fan water pump. We will put on our valve covers. So we'll work on this shortly. Here's the hood. This is the gold color we're painting the car. Underneath, I may paint these black, I may not, I don't know yet. But this is the hood. I like this hood. I love this color. This color reminds me of the color that my Chevelle was. That's why I'm doing it. You do your car, I'll do my car. But my real Chevelle, two of them were this color, and they both had a vinyl roof. And I may paint the top of this car black. So I painted this, which is your radiator support. And then here's our wheelie bars, which I painted a satin orange, and then I will detail them. And then here's the body, which I painted, and we did clean this twice. And we still have a couple bumps here. So, and I think a bump there. So we're going to see how this dries totally. So we're going to let this dry overnight. It is a very metallic gold. You can see every single blemish. And then we'll probably have to wet sand it with some 600 and then respray again just to put a nice smooth finish on this, which is fine. So we're going to let this harden overnight. We will let all this harden overnight, and then tomorrow we will finish this. We have our metal axle there. I may put the tires together tonight, but I'll wait because we'll do the panel line accent colors on camera. And then these things are, oh, actually one came off. So this is what they're going to look like after we trim them and we paint the inside with black. But that's a cool tire. That's a nice fat rubber tire. It looks like the M50s I had on my car in high school. So anyway, that's what we're doing. When we come back, I will have already sanded that and resprayed it. And I will have started on this a little bit. So there'll be some stuff done when we come back. Then we've been into this for maybe 2 hours to put it together. And I'm just trying to figure out if I should put a black vinyl roof on this, a white vinyl roof, a tan vinyl roof, or just leave it the way it is. Just not sure yet. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. I'll see you shortly. Panel line accent color on the grill and on the tires. All right, guys, so here we are. Use the Sharpie silver pen, and you can you put it into the dashboard, and you can put it into each of these. And then I also did this with the radio. Then I decorated with the red Sharpie, a little bit of the radio. We do have dials right here. So we're gonna put these decals in. Our wheels turned out awesome. I think they turned out awesome. So here's the drag slicks. One of the things you're gonna have to do if you decide to use the Krager SS rims in this kit is on the front, you're gonna have to cut down the tabs that stick out that we put in earlier. You have to cut them down so that the wheel will actually fit. And you also have to use your hobby knife to, what I've been doing here is you have to ream it out. So not for the back ones go on to the metal axle, but for the front ones, you put this in and you have to spin it around and make it big enough to fit on the tabs that stick out for this. So here's actually our whole chassis. You can see we've put the exhaust system on with the rear end and painted everything, detailed everything, put on our air shocks. We have the drive shaft ready to go. Here's our engine with our velocity stacks. I love this engine. These velocity stacks, like I said, we used a special paint. It's for painting chrome. So that came out really cool, I think. And then we put some rust, which I have some testers rust, and rusted the headers a little bit. We painted the fan, did like a custom paint fan. I remember these fans, you used to be able to get them in red or blue, these flex fans back in the day. So this is actually something you could have had on one of these. You may still have one of these if you put it on back in the 80s. Not sure about, this is looking odd to me, but okay, I'm gonna deal with it. I don't know how they decided that's where the alternator goes, because I don't see an alternator bracket, but we'll deal with it. We got the, where's the front? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, front bumper is completed. We put on the, we painted the amber lights in there. We blacked out everything we need to black out. We've painted the lights on the rear lights. Both of these we used testers. So this is my testers. I call it red lights. I forget what it's called, but it's like a clear red thing you can use for lights on chrome. And then here's the one for the orange amber lights for the chrome. We've resprayed this body, which is what we're waiting on. So I really like it. I really wish there was a way for me to put a out of the box that this would have came with maybe a vinyl roof. But I understand, you know, they don't do that. But I like vinyl roofs on 70 Chevelles. But, well, 67 to 70 Chevelles. Anyway, so we're just waiting for that to harden and dry. And we're waiting for the hood to harden and dry because we painted it all together. And then we have the, we've done some detail work to the interior of the car. This is as detailed as it's going to get. As I said, we're going to keep the steel on the inside. We're only going to put the racing seat, which is here, and we did the racing harness. So that's done. And we did the firewall. So the firewall is done, and the steering wheel is done, and our wheelie bars have been detailed. So next time you see this model, it will be all together and ready for decals. So right now the decals are just drying with some Solvaset, but there's our dashboard. So I think it came out really awesome, actually. All right, so this was coming perfect. The car was looking awesome. As you can see, the stance was great, wheelie bar, everything was working great. And then I tried to put the two separate, the two taillights in, and it is just making a royal mess of this whole back area. So I've tried it 6 different ways from Sunday, and the least one now is trying to, maybe I'm gonna put it in from behind, but I have to let them dry on the chrome tree. I've used Mod Podge, which was the first thing, then I used crazy glue, then I used regular glue, and pretty much all I've managed to do is make a royal mess of this rear bumper. And I don't know, and this is the problem, because you can see I've even now have to probably repaint that quarter panel, and probably repaint the gold here because it's a metallic paint. But I don't know whether it's the hole isn't big enough, because I did dry fit them and they went in. Now they went in a little weird, but they went in. And I almost feel like that's why there's no picture of the back of the car except with the modified ones on the box, because I don't know if they couldn't make them fit either. I don't know. But be prepared, and I would say, and I probably should have, put this back bumper on the body before putting the body on the car. But yeah. And it probably would have been a lot easier than trying to deal with it as part of the car right now. Anyway, everything else looks awesome. Everything else fits. Now, I don't like hoods that open and close, because it's just, so I just cut the pins off of mine. So when you put the, you can do the open and close body part, but if I do it the way I did it, the hood fits in that way. So everything else has worked great. I mean, the wheels look great. Everything did look great. But now I may actually do a repaint. But just repaint the roof, this part, do a quick color sand and do that before I finish and put the decals on. So the last thing I have to do is put this rear bumper on, which will probably be in about a day or two. All right, guys, so we finally got that back tail light lens in, which is just, I'm gonna have to play with that. I may go back and redo it. And then of course we got some damage to the paint right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. You can probably see a little mark. So I may repaint that right there, but it's not going to be today. I'll sand it, probably sand it down with some 600 grit, wet sand it, and then just do a quick spray just like you would on your own real car. But in the meantime, we're going to be putting the black stripes on decals. So what you have to do with these is they come, because on the 69, the hood stops and there's a little bit left on the front of the car here. So the hood goes down inside like that. And the stripe actually goes past the edge of the hood. So you have to So what you need to do is you take your stripe decal. I'm sorry, I don't have any nails whatsoever. And I put mine on here, and then what I did is I flipped it over, drew with a pen on the back of the decal where the edge was, and then I just cut it with scissors, and that leaves me this piece right here, right there, which will go on here. But don't put the end pieces on until you put the stripes on the hood. And then these are the stripes for the back that'll go back there. So that is what we will be doing, is putting the stripes on. I'll do that next. There's a space, and if you need to know where the stripe sits, the space here goes right over top of the vent, so you can see the vent through there. I don't know what other stripes or what other decals on the decal sheet that I'm going to use, because even though I made this into like somebody's street car that they took the seats out and made into a race car, I would probably use one of the license plates here, but I won't use the engine ones because I'm using the stacks on there. I might maybe put like the Chevy decals on the back window or something like that, where people used to put them, or maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I love the decals. They're really cool. I'm actually going to use the Ratman decals and the racing stuff on a Nova kit that I'm going to have that comes with no decals that I'm aware of. It didn't have any on the box. Now, if it has some that comes with it, we'll use those. But if not, I'll probably use these on that. It's a Chevy 2 Nova Jenkins Chevrolet 427. So I'll probably use that on that kit down the road. But, yeah, I don't need these, even though they would be on the body lines, because I chromed them where they go. I just used my chrome Sharpie pen, but you can also use a chrome ink pen, gel pen. Anyway, when I come back, the decals will be on, and we will put our pledge over top so that it shines nice and bright, and it will be done. All right, guys. The AMT 1969 Chevelle SS396 3-in-1 kit is complete. And if you look at this, mine is 99.9% complete. This is complete. I'm going to get it, actually. I was going to respray it, but you know what? It doesn't look too bad. So I painted mine all gold. I didn't use any of the racing decals on here, even though I did only put one seat in this. There's only one seat in there, as you can see. There's no other interior, so I did a racing interior, which was bare bones, no interior except for door panels and a racing seat and the shifter. And on the outside, it's kind of stock except for the wheelie bars sticking out. And the gold color, this gold color actually was the color of my first Chevelle, although that was a 1970, way back in 1982. And on mine, I don't really open the hoods or close the hoods because this is just for fun. It's not for any kind of contest or a concourse or anything else. I mean, it's just for fun to go up on my shelf. I like building. And so I cut the little tabs off of the hood so I could just push the hood back in. This kit will actually allow you to have a hood that opens up, but I don't want the hood to open up. I mean, I could just take it off if I want to show somebody the engine. But if you could tell, I think it looks really awesome. I love the gold. I love the stripes. This is just really, really nice. I love the wheels on the inside. The nice thing with Chevelles is you could put M50s, which are big wide wheels like this, on the real ones, and you didn't have to worry about wheel tubbing it. I mean, you could wheel tubs if you're going to put really, but you could put drag slicks on these. And so the car came out really much better than I thought it would, honestly. This kit was real easy to make. We spent maybe 7 hours on this kit. So, and that was me just taking my time and everything. So it came out really nice. I really like it. So here's the kit in all its glory. The 1969 Chevelle SS396 Ratman 3-in-1 kit. It's a 1/25th scale. And as you can see, I built mine the way I like to build mine. You build yours the way you want to build yours. Plus, I love this color Chevelle. I love this color combination. And so that's what I wanted to do. You build your kit for you. Remember, if you mess up a little bit, and I showed you I messed up a little bit on the rear, and it's no big deal. You know, they come out fine. They look fine to me at this point. But if you mess up, it's a hobby. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So if you mess up, it's not the end of the world. Don't throw the thing out. Just deal with it. We all know they're not real cars. They're models. So if you mess up a little bit, redo it if you want, or don't redo it if you don't want. Just live with it and tell people, hey, I messed this part up, but the rest of it looks great. And that's what I do. So I hope you like this kind of thing. If you do, please subscribe. We try to put at least one model up on Model Monday. Sometimes we'll put 2 up a week, but basically we will put up at least 1 a week for Model Monday. Check out our real cars. I hope you enjoyed the 2 real 69 Chevelle SS big blocks that we showed at the beginning of the video. Thank you so much. I said subscribe, make comments, send pictures if you want of yours, or post pictures in the comments if they let you. I don't know if it lets you, but happy to hear from you, and thank you for watching. So have a great day and happy Halloween. April, should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.